Count Basie. Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
It's good to see you. Look at you. You're really something else. We're just going to straighten up this, I guess, afterwards, if we get to play much music. You know, we just played down for double. Oh, yeah? On the pocket, jive at 5. Oh, no, it's rough enough. I saw you on TV the other day. My heart went out to you. When you was coming out of the funeral, I went out to you because you needed you was... Right. Saw you on TV.
Oh, I think it's nothing there.
Yeah. And we'll hop in there. Ladies and gentlemen, the music of the great Count Basie and his orchestra from an album titled Standing Ovation. This was done up in Las Vegas, and we just heard the group. That was, of course, what was that? That was Cherry Point, then Jive at 5. Preceded that, Broadway, preceded that, Little Doll, and then Down for Double by the composer Freddie Green, and of course, Count Basie. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, our in-person guests are here, the great Count Basie and Freddie Green. How are you, Count?
Well, pretty good, Gerald.
How are you, Freddie?
Okay, Gerald.
Of course, you know this is in the middle of the night, but I mean, it's all right. Anything to be with you, sweetie.
You know what, Count Basie? That's really a gas, because to have someone like you feel that way about me, I really about got all I need, you know?
Oh, you mean you had that for many years?
You know I know it. And Freddie Green, it's good to see you.
Good seeing you, Gerald.
You know, Count, I talk all the time on this show, and I say, you know, I played with Count Basie. I was with him 2 years. You know, I always bring up that point so they didn't think I went in for a hot minute and come out. You know, stick around 2 years. You consider yourself a member of the band.
Right.
And one story I never tell.
What about that?
No, I got to tell this one. First of all, Count, you know, when I first joined your band, and we were walking down somewhere out east, and you said, you know what, Gerald, says, don't you ever worry. Anytime you want to be in this band, you just, wherever you are, you come, no matter what. So you remember I kind of left after about a year. I left, you know, kind of, you know, and I saw in the paper where you were in Chicago. And I just come back. You remember I woke you up at the hotel. You said, what are you doing here? I said, well, you told me to come back anytime I want to. You remember
Right.
And, of course, you put me right on the bandstand, and I just went right on.
Yeah,
you know, I sure thank you for that, Count Basie.
Why?
Because...
I should thank you because you put a lot of wonderful things in the band, huh?
Yeah, but
sure did.
Listen, but you know, I learned...
And you taught us how to sing, too, you know.
No.
Hey, yeah.
No, but you know what, Count? The way I feel about it, you know, in this business I'm in, writing, you kind of have to go through a lot of schools. And I was lucky enough to come through your school, and once again, I want to thank you for that, too, for letting me come through that.
Oh, come on, Dale. Come on. It's just beautiful. Just we belong in the family.
Thank you. Count, I want to say a word to my old buddy here in the bus that used to beat me all the times in the little games we'd have there, the little talk games we'd have. Freddie Green. How are you, Freddie?
I'm fine, Gerald.
You know, Freddie, you're a legend in your own time, just like the Count. You've been with the Count, I believe, ever since you guys left Kansas City there, going on the big time, which I met Count right after that in Detroit, if you'll remember that night in the Plantation Club there on Adams Street.
Right.
But you were with him then, you're with him now, and you're always with him. You're a great jazz guitar stylist, fine composer, and above all, a great person. I'm sure glad that you could take time to get Count, too, and stop up by here.
Well, it's my pleasure, Gerald. Anytime for you.
Hey, you know, I don't really know what to say, because when you get people like you saying, you know who we had here yesterday, Count? One of your neighbors who lived right up the street from you.
Wow.
Mercer Ellington.
Oh, Merce was in?
Yeah.
I heard he was coming in, was going to be here, rather. And, but I didn't know what day. Did he go back already? I bet he's in Vegas.
No. You know what? I just left him a moment ago, Mayor Tom Bradley.
But today?
Mayor Tom Bradley welcomed him to the city, and I was in on the
But
thing
he
down
took the
there with
next
him.
plane right on up to Vegas. And
No.
he got to spend a few minutes up there and get that Keno thing there, you know.
But he's conducting here tonight, Count.
Oh, tonight?
Out at the Hollywood Bowl on the
Oh,
Battle of
that's-
the Bands
oh,
with
yeah.
all the high school bands.
Oh, is that right?
And he's a guest conductor tonight.
Beautiful.
And he's going to be here Sunday
That's what I
on the
heard about.
Duke Ellington Memorial Concert.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Williams, your man, will be here.
Yes.
Carmen McRae will be there. And your man Leonard Feather will be emceeing the show. I'm going to have an all-star band there
Oh, that's
with
good,
with
yes.
Marshall Royal and a lot of stars
Yes,
around.
yes. That's
And,
going to be wonderful. Wish I could.
hey, you
Yeah.
think you could stop by?
Oh, come on, man. I'll be in Denver.
Will you?
Oh, man, I'd love
No,
to stop by. I'll be the first one there. You
Well,
kidding?
listen,
listen.
I was hoping that you were going to
I'd be there to listen. If I was going to be here, I'd be here to listen. You can get me in the middle of all that, boy. You've been waiting to get them guys in the corner, haven't you?
Listen, you know what, Count?
Mhm. Yes,
No,
I do know what.
no, we just
Shut
need-
up. Go to the next case. I know you.
Let's see what can we really talk. You know, Count, I get a chance to see you all the time in the movies and hear you on the radio and, of course, and see you on television and even in the fine commercials that you make. You know, you're just like you were when I joined your band, even before I joined your band. You know where it's at. How'd you learn all that stuff? You can't tell me in just that short a time, can you?
You better go to the next question.
Ladies and
Well, I'll
gentlemen,
tell everybody a little story about it.
Okay,
You go to the next question, because I'll tell them about that first choir you heard.
hey, well, look, you always said that, Count.
No, yes, you're the one discovered it.
you
I
said
didn't know
that
anything about it.
But then look. You
I
said you
heard,
it too.
I heard the frogs a long time before you got there, but I didn't know they were singing until you told me. Then I listened and I believed you.
Well, you know what, Count? I really did hear them.
I heard them too after you.
But you never heard the song I wrote for it.
No, I didn't hear
Well,
it.
you know what I think I'll do? If you'll accept it, I'm going to get it off and send it to you for
That's
your
something
band.
else. That's something else I'm gonna hear from that I've heard about that arrangement I've been getting for you for 7 years.
You know what?
And I don't wait 70.
I've
I'll
got
be
to-
100.
When are you coming back to town?
I
Maybe
know
we
that
can
was gonna
rehearse.
be there. Why do I have to wait
Well,
till you come
take
to
me
town?
on to Denver with you then.
Oh, you're gonna
I'll
have it
rehearse
then?
you over there.
Oh boy, you're beautiful, man, boy.
You know, Count, you're beautiful. Really. You know, you were the man that took us all into Carnegie Hall. You remember that? That time
Do
in
you remember
1948?
it? Do you
And
remember?
wasn't that a ball?
Oh,
It
yeah.
was.
Freddie Green, how about that, man?
It was, man.
Carnegie Hall.
It was a great night for us.
I'll always remember CQ. And I think he had, what part did he have in that voice? We were singing in that beautiful song you wrote.
Oh.
Katie, wasn't it Katie?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Katie,
that was
yeah.
with Katie.
And he had the part that, and he was singing so good until he started laughing at something and he couldn't make it all the way through. It sounded too good to him.
Say, Count, I often wondered, what did you think? That was really a big night. And, Clark Terry and Paul Gonsalves and Freddie Green and myself, we used to all run together a lot, And we kind of got hung up in the park coming through Central Park and was a little late, and you were announcing the names. We could hear it on the microphone, but we were way upstairs and couldn't get to the elevator. We should have been walking on the stage. What did you think? You said, well, there they are again. Is that what you said?
Well, whatever.
Well, we had quite a problem getting downstairs, I know that. I don't know how you felt about it after we got to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Freddie Green and Count Basie. This is really a red letter day on KBCA, the all-jazz station here in Los Angeles. We do a little talking and just a little bit of playing music. Count, with an artist like you, we could keep talking and talking. We've got an album up here, and if you care to play a cut out of here, we'd... Thanks to my friend Joe Adams, I have this album. As you can see his name up there in the corner, J.A.
You better mention it, too.
Yeah. I had him on the show interviewing him, and he left it by mistake. So I just keep it. I play it all the time. Count, this is one of my favorite albums, really, because to my mind, this band here was really popping. Now, I don't know if I just feel that way, but to my mind, it's one of the smoothest you had there.
Yeah, it is. To me, it is.
Is that to you, too?
Yeah, yes.
And could we play, what's one of your favorite cuts, Freddie, say out of this album? I know you got plenty. Count, I'm not, we're just selecting one over here without you this time. What's it going to?
I like duet.
You like duet?
Yeah.
Sam, can you get that together? Duet. Count, how does all of this come about? Did you all the great arrangers like to write for you. Neil Hefti really a fine one. I thought he did a tremendous job. Is that his job on duet, too?
Yeah, all of it.
And I really feel that he did a tremendous job for you. And Neil's an awful fine person. I see him all the time out here.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
you like that? So. You like that cut, too? Duet?
Oh, yeah. Well, I liked all the album.
Great. Can we play it for our audience now, say that cut, duet?
Roll 'em.
Roll 'em.
And not Pete.
I can't believe it. You don't know how happy it makes me to see you. I'm just so unhappy I didn't work for you a lot more. I was too lazy.
Can you tell by the smell?
Who's in this, man?
One of them smells a little bit.
This is a tab? Is this a tab? Yeah. I think you want to leave the tops on this one?
No.
What is it? Were they both tabs?
That's a tab.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
The blueberries up in there.
How was the engagement at the Caesar?
Oh, it was beautiful, man.
Listen, I tried to get up there. I was listening. My wife and I got to go see Count. I said,
Hello, Robert.
Yeah.
I just got to go see these guys.
Yeah.
Of course. I got to
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you know
I'm
what?
not seeing my people.
You know somebody almost stole all them muffins?
And so hung up in
Yeah, they almost got me. How you feel?
I mean, you forget where you live.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks a million.
Which has been carrying me through.
Right.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, yeah, both of you so pretty.
People that really,
Oh,
really
yeah.
Yeah.
You know who Snook is out.
Yeah. I haven't seen him since I saw him once.
All right, back to you.
But I haven't seen him a couple of times. I've come through and had seen him,
Yeah.
And I imagine he's busy,
Yeah. Grover's your man, too. Isn't he?
Yeah.
Grover Mitchell?
Yeah.
He's playing your
Yeah.
band. And
Yeah.
Benny Powell?
Yeah.
He's going to be in the band Sunday.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Yeah,
man,
Snooky.
I'm sorry that we're not
You
going to
seen
be here.
Snooky yet?
No. He stays so busy he can't even go across the street. Every time he gets off, it gets spare time, he go down the basement and count his money.
Look here, I wouldn't be surprised. But we were talking though. He said, I sure. He said he wanted to play. He loved playing with Count's band. He played these records.
I heard something by him where he's playing. He took a solo. What's the name of that record, man?
On your record? On Count's record?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays beautiful solo.
Yeah, he played a solo on this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what the name of this record, but man, he was
Yeah, Count.
something.
Huh? Okay, and then we'll get right with the Count. You guys getting ready to go? You go to Europe now?
Yeah, in September. We're heading, going back east more or less.
Yeah.
We've got a break coming up. Well, no.
Yeah, it's just, they tell me the band is kicking out of Disneyland.
Yeah.
You got Harold Jones there in the band, but...
Disneyland, Disneyland. Those sparkling songs, the happiest place to be. Yeah.
Man, I swear I had. What a brainwashed me around my house, man. It's just, I'm there. Yeah. Children, man. I love it.
From the strutting joyous sounds of I Got Plenty of Nothin' to the plaintive echoes of Summertime and more. They all come alive again during the Civic Light Opera's presentation of Gershwin's immortal Porgy and Bess.
That was supposed to be it. Yeah.
Porgy and Bess is now playing at the Amundsen Theater till July 7th, with Tuesday through Sunday
Now you're going to go into the Playboy Club?
You see Porgy and Bess. Good seats
The
available.
new Playboy Club here with your band?
Oh, nothing about it.
They're starting a new jazz follow. Yeah. Okay, let's get with it. Thank you, Sam, for those commercials. And we'll get right back now with Count Basie and Freddie Green. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about giants of jazz all the time, but today we're really talking with real giants, and that's Count Basie and Freddie Green. Count, you know, I'm not going to really ask you too many questions. I'm not going to try to ask you any questions, really, because you're a man that's staying right in there on that scene with what's going on, you know. I remember your band, the one you had with little Bobby playing trumpet with you, and you had Buck Clayton and Dan Miner, you know, and all those guys. And then you branched out, and then all of a sudden you were right at the top of the heap then, doing the Roxy Theater and all that heavy stuff. You remember when you came out here at the Aragon Ballroom with Don Bias and Dickie Wells and the heavies? Your band always moving.
Far back from here.
Looky here, I'm trying to think. You know, like the things are really moving, you stand right in. How do you keep that band so modern? What do you do? How do you know?
What do you mean modern?
Band is right on top. Right on top of it.
Say, look, Gerald.
Clean, smooth, sharp nines, augmented 11s, minor nines, and everything.
Ah, be careful how you speak it.
But you know your band does it.
Oh, now, wait now. Yeah, look, I'm not ready for them flowers this morning.
Look,
Not
man,
really
it's the
ready.
truth.
Listen,
It's the truth.
it's just very enjoyable sitting up here talking to you, so
It's really true.
let's not be a rimmer.
No, really. Count, I really. Tell us.
I
Tell
appreciate
us,
you
Count.
being so nice.
Okay,
saying
well,
those
tell
nice
me
things.
this. What do you do? You're gonna just keep on going, right?
Well, as long as I can.
Uh-huh.
Well, how long can that
keep
be?
your band
Nobody
and
knows.
keep moving on.
What else can you do when you
Right.
stop that, Jim? I mean, what else? I mean, you stay out there long as you can. I mean, but there's nothing else for me to do, really. If I do, man, you just got to go sit around then and rake my lawn as somebody else's. If I be raking somebody else's because I have to, that's probably what I'll have to do. See, somebody's supposed to stay out here, so I won't have to rake any lawn.
Count, you know, like I said, right at the top, though, you got it together. And actually, we want to really get to the ramifications so that our jazz aficionados can get a little more out of it than just enjoying your great music. Think of what you've done for your people and for all of the musicians that have worked for you, and they number into the groves of them. Just want to take this time myself to thank you for what you've done for music.
Well, thank you very much for saying nice things. And it was good to hear that last cut you just made there. Wasn't that Snooky and Thad, wasn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sounded so
Was
good.
that Snooki
Yeah.
and Thad doing that? Or was that
Joe Newman.
Joe Newman and Thad.
Joe Newman and Thad, yeah.
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 Oh, you know
yeah.
Snooki is here, though, you know.
Oh, yeah, I know. I told you what Snooki you don't ever see him, man. When he's so busy, when he's not busy, he's down the cellar counting that bread.
I'm going to see Snooki Sunday. You know. He's going to be playing in the All-Star Band here.
I know that's going to be a wonderful thing because it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful thought. It's a pretty thought.
I think it is a great thought, Count, and we feel that it should go on and on.
It will.
Will it?
Of course it will.
Count, just a minute to your long-time guitarist here that's with you. Just a couple of words with him again. Freddie, you've made a career and stylized your own way of playing. And how'd you happen to come on your style and stick with it and make it so, profound that everybody would like to do it like Freddie Green? What happens there?
Well, it's a pretty long story, Gerald.
Just a little bit.
But in the beginning, when I first came to the band, I wasn't playing rhythm, more or less. I didn't know what to do. It was such a pleasure to be a part of the band, or being asked to play with the band. And I thought I had to, play a lot of single string work along with the band, so I started playing it. So I think it was Herschel Evans who looked back at me when I was doing this and said, well, I can't repeat the words he used, but he meant don't do it,
Don't do it.
So all I knew how to do then after that was just play straight chords, And I've been doing it ever since. And I figured, well, the brass is playing so loud, how am I going to be heard?
Yeah.
So I said, well, I have to do something, to be heard. And I developed a way of playing that would, at least, be heard. And I kept working on it until I finally got it. And that's the story behind that.
Well, it's a beautiful story and a beautiful thing for jazz and for music, and especially for guitarists. Freddie, really beautiful work you do. Your style is just magnificent. Well, one more thing, get back with the Count a minute, because he too, the Count does it all. He plays, he strides, he can play the boogie, he can swing in his own style, which is so profound that you find they writing it year in and year out. They're writing Count Basie. And the swinging man, the man who really changed the direction of swinging.
Well, may I interrupt just for a moment?
Yeah.
Another thing I'd like to add
Yeah.
is because I started playing with him is because of the fact Joe Jones
Yeah.
and Walter Page and Basie had a thing that all their own in doing, as far as, breaking the rhythm or less, and I didn't know what was happening. So I said, I won't get into this because I didn't know, what to do in the beginning, see.
Yeah.
So I said, well, the only thing I can do is just play straight rhythm, just play straight chords.
Yeah.
Because they were jumping in and out of at each other. Basie would take full bars and Joe Jones would do the same, follow him. And I said, well, the best thing for me to do is just keep the time going.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's been ever since.
You mentioned your two sidekicks, too, Joe Jones and Walter Page, the late Walter Page. I met him because he was in the band when I joined Count, and Joe Jones was there, too.
Really? John?
They were there. We picked up Gus Johnson after we got back east. Don't you remember?
Why are you laughing,
Yeah, and Walter Page, we picked up the kid that played with Dave Brubeck later on, you remember? What was his name? What's his name? Eugene Wright. Eugene Wright. I knew him because he'd been playing around when I was in the Navy. You remember that?
Trying to say
Paul
he's
Gonzalez.
implying something.
And then that show at the Regal with Count, I can see him out there now conducting that big show. You remember? I used to love to bust that E up there for him on one of the numbers. Pow! He's waiting for you to miss it. No, we had some great times. I can't.
Well, yes, I'll never forget this town, too. I'll never forget that arrangement you wrote there, that concert arrangement George wrote a solo for me. I never could play it. Then he said, direct it, and I got up there, and he said, just look at me. And he said, just bring your hand down every time I nod. It looked like he forgot that one time. I was there waiting for him to nod, man. All of a sudden, that band was waiting to come in, and he forgot. I said, wait, he come in. He said, and he nodded.
Yeah,
you remember?
Hey, that's right. We did that big production with the Impala there, didn't we? Yeah. Right. Dance, ballerina, dance. Joe Johnson. Those are great days, Count. Hey, Count, you know what I want to tell you, though, before time is running out? I have a number I want to give you.
You told me back 10 years
it's a
ago,
number.
Gerald.
I wrote it for you when I joined the band. We went over it one time and never got a chance to do it again.
Don't write any more piano solos for me, will you?
Listen.
That had to be played.
Listen.
He writes piano solos that you have to play just like he writes them.
But that was,
you don't play around with them. You play them like you write them, you know.
Right, but you know, a guy writing for you, Count, actually, he's try to write a piano part for you is an insult because you can play more than he could ever write.
No, but you wrote them.
You know
No, you wrote these piano parts. But I tried to play everything in there. Boy, down by the wounded-doon, then the wounded-doon, and nothing happened. So I finally I just had to get up and walk away from it, then walk over and skip it. I never forget it.
Yeah, but
you said that's all right.
Take care of it. You know, the Count, he does anything he wants to do.
Oh, no, but you didn't do nothing. You don't do them in yours, way.
Do you know, Count, you were the first guy besides Fats Waller to really start playing the Hammond organ with your band, didn't it?
I don't know. Am I?
Was there anybody before that?
I don't know. I hadn't paid it any attention. I mean, I only did that. I only did that just because I just did it for myself.
Just because you could do it?
No, because just for myself. Not that I could really play it. Really, actually.
What's he talking about? What's he talking about, man? Who's he putting on?
I'm not putting anybody on. No, that's what I feel about it.
Yeah. You're a very modest man.
No,
I'd like to tell your audience, because a lot of your audience don't really know you're a very modest man. With all you can do, you still have the great compassion and humility that great artists have.
Well, it's been wonderful all down through the years, Gerald, and as I travel, and I guess that's what really actually keeps me going, because in traveling you make new friends, and then you see so many old friends, and then you see so many of the artists now I look at that are doing so wonderfully well, and what makes you feel good. They still say, "Hello, Chief," and they come to see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a very beautiful thing. I mean, you appreciate this so much. And last year, they really did a thing for me at last 4th at the festival.
Yeah.
Pootman, Joe Newman, got a thing together, and the old band. What year was that? The band of the 50s.
Band of the 50s.
Got together. They were there at Carnegie.
You're right.
And boy, and
it was something. It was
Drew
really,
Marshall and a couple of guys they were
really
in,
something.
and that old Reed section was together, and pretty nearly all the press section was there, and the rhythm, and we had a ball, boy, and that really actually made me feel so good. You know, those are things that pays off in life for a guy. It does for me. I mean, this is good. I mean, when you can work together and you don't part as being mad. I mean, who's that? You know what I mean? When you meet together again and smile and hug and really mean it.
Really mean it.
I mean, these are the things that are so wonderful. These things I enjoy in life, you know. These are great.
Well, Count, that's the kind of man you are.
No, that's the kind of guys you guys are.
You know, Count, you make it that way.
No.
You make it that way.
Well,
when a guy leaves your band, he you know, if he never gets to come back, it'll be his own fault, because you're not gonna, you know, you're gonna do him right.
No, we've a lot of things happens along down the line of between men, orchestras and leaders and everything. But really, deep down in, I think that we all think a lot of each other. I hope so, because, I mean, God knows that I've thought so much of everybody who has ever been over here, and if things have happened that things didn't work out any too well, and there had to be some things to be done. I mean, they had to be done, and whatever they have done, and then what I could understand, and they say, well, basically, I said, well, it's always home. This is always, you know, whatever, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's to me, I don't know, I guess how I'm putting it, but it's a beautiful thing. That's where I have lived all my life. I guess I've given it away too. You know what I mean? Of course, I think everybody lives better than I do. I really do, actually. I mean,
Can't everybody appreciate you?
no, I tried hard.
And all the people too, not only the musicians, all of the people, and especially, Count, your own people. You're an inspiration to your people who need inspiration like you.
The last time we played out here, Gerald, it was so heartwarming to see, and we played a place out here.
Oh, the musicians. Hey, look here. Why didn't I get an invitation to come see you?
I don't know anything
guys?
about that.
Yeah, well, you
I
were the
read
only one
about it. I
that
said,
went
gee,
there.
I used to play with Count Basie
Right,
band. You know, I was with him a couple of years. That's a pretty good time. That's not like 2 days, you know what I mean?
I looked out
Said it
there.
wasn't our fault.
Oh, okay, I know that. You
I looked
know,
up there.
plus, if I could have made it, I would have busted on in there anyway.
Well, I looked up there and I looked up there, but I had to mention it was awful heavy out there. It would scare you to death out there, and it was so beautiful to see, and and scary.
Oh, no,
Yeah, because I mean, the heavies were in there, and it was so wonderful for all the guys to come, and I mean the guys were there, man, and that's another thing. It's so wonderful to see and to be around,
Yes, right.
to live to see.
Right. And I think, don't you think that they actually, for a while, it seems like things were kind of apart, but look like they're trying to get back together, because you find out you're just alone in music is a terrible thing. We need each other to share.
Right.
Because musicians are still in an art form, we believe.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Jazz Capsule, a real big day here at KBCA. Freddie Green, the great guitarist with Count Basie's fine band, and Count Basie himself. You know what? You got Harold Jones back in the band. How about the band now? Who all some of the guys in the band? Is Sonny Corn still there?
Yeah, Sonny
is still there. How about that young trumpeter you got there? When he walks out, I sure like the way he pops it out.
Was that Pete?
What's his name? Little fella sits on the end. I saw him at the bowl there with you this year.
Oh,
which end?
Well, he sits on that end. He came out and did a couple of courses with Ella that night at the bowl. You remember the young fella? And then I saw him on TV. He had a solo on TV. Just the edit about the bridge.
Wayman Reed?
Yeah, that's it. Young fella. You always have your young fella there with you, with your orchestra count, especially trumpeters.
Well, you got to have some youth around this. I mean, Freddie's so old, man. You got to have somebody to
Wait a minute.
keep us going, man.
How about Gray? Is Gray in the band?
Al?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Fabulous?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know, Fab is part of this band.
Yeah.
He's part of the family.
Bobby
He's
Plater's in.
Oh yeah, they're major parts of the band.
Lockjaws.
Well, you know, Jaws is the most in and out person in the world. He's in and out of this band 30 years.
Is he in now?
He's in now, but I don't think he might not be in tonight, but he'll be in tomorrow night.
Right. How about John Williams? Is
John, beautiful John's around,
right.
and who else now you might know that's in there?
Who's that other alto man?
Curtis
Pegler, yeah, from here.
Oh no, yeah. Now and somebody Dizzy Gillespie said, "You're scraping the barrel now." Well, we thought, and who is a marvelous down player?
Who's it?
Jimmy Forrest.
Oh, Jimmy
And he
Forrest.
played too.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. How about the other bones? Now you got
Bill Hughes is still here.
Bill Hughes is in the band. And
Mel Wanto.
I'm not familiar with him.
And Frank Hooks.
And the rest of the trumpets there.
Paul Corn, one of the first trumpet players, and Pete Dominga, a kid from
Columbia, South Carolina.
That's very remarkable.
Very good drummer.
And
Sonny Corn, as you mentioned before, Paul's playing a wonderful first. Wonderful, good job there.
How about
and Norman Keenan's bassist.
That's it, huh?
And no, we have a new singer now.
Hey, who you got with you?
Oh, it's somebody. His name is Bill Caffey. I never saw him before, and it's hard for me to even remember his name. They found him somewhere, and this is his first week with a band.
First week?
Yeah. Well,
How's he going over with you?
well, I think he's gonna make it.
Think he's gonna make it? You've made a lot of singers too.
Oh, I think he'll make it.
Say, Count, out at Disneyland there, you there through Sunday night, or you gonna be there longer?
No, we're through Saturday.
Through Saturday. That's tomorrow night,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
How's the engagement been?
Beautiful this time. What I like about it, we always enjoy Disneyland, but this time it's very nice because I like the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful weather.
Yes, the weather. Remarkably.
Where you playing in?
I don't know.
In what place?
Well,
in
Incarnation.
Incarnation Garden.
Yeah.
Hey, you like that Incarnation Garden?
Yeah.
Because you used to play over that other one,
Yeah.
Tomorrowland.
No, the song is much better there.
You like that better?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Great, and you'll be hitting the road again to Denver, Count?
Yes, sir.
By the way, Count, where's your office located? Because I don't know when I'll have to write you a letter there.
Don't worry, I'm not even worried about it. I don't even why I'm telling you the address.
Tell me the telephone number is what you have. I won't have time to wait for the letter to get.
Thank you very
Right.
much. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, talking with Count Basie today on KBCA and Freddie Green. See, what are we going to ask you? Oh, yeah, one other thing. You had a fine, you went over in Vegas, and Ella was with you, Ella Fitzgerald.
Right.
And, of course, you know I love Ella Fitzgerald because actually I've been working for Ella now for quite a while. And
Yeah, we played
really,
Neil Your John in there, Bella, and you made it
listen,
kind of rough for everybody there,
listen,
you know.
I sure like the way you did What's Going On. The band was sure, and I know that was the first day you did it, right?
Yeah.
But the band sure sounded good. But I have a couple of things I'd like for you to take with you, Count, and as gifts from me. I don't have them with me today.
I know you have got
But I want to see that you get them. If you play them.
I don't see any reason why you should even waste any seconds of this very important hour of you just even missing it. I'll never see them.
Yes, you will.
But you know I know that, Gerald.
Listen,
be
Count,
nice.
You have my word.
I had your word before. I'm
But
still
you got
keeping
it
it
now.
to it.
This is the one.
I got them right in none of my books, and
Listen,
I'm going to keep
you
them locked up there.
You must have this. I demand that you have this number and play it.
I'm going to keep right in that same book.
I'm not kidding.
I got them other words
You
there.
better stop him, Gerald.
You know, Count, listen, this number I got, and I got to try to sell it to you because I use it with my band all the time. I wrote it for you.
Yes,
and I tell a whole story about it. I said, I wrote this for Count Basie. And I go on to tell how we get into this thing and we get out in this. And this was where I was able to learn how to get it together and have them all playing together simultaneously. Because you remember at your house when I was arranging for you, you used to come up to me and say, look, make the whole band go the same way. And you just keep saying that. You remember I'd be at your organ, you know, and you could make the band go the same way.
Yeah.
That ensemble, you know?
Yeah.
And he knows
That's
where
it,
he
that's
knows
it.
where to make you go with it. And Count, I think that's the secret. Did you tell those guys that were doing that arrangement for you? Because after that, you know, you came back stronger than, that's when I should have been with you. Came back stronger than ever and skyrocketed right back to the top. I could have made a fortune just being in your band.
You through?
Yes. Go right on. Tell me.
No, they'll put us off the air.
Okay. We don't want that to happen. We'll talk about that later. But Count, really, all jokes though, I really have my numbers that I want you to take with you. I'll get them off. You're leaving when
Don't worry about it, Gerald.
Listen, I'm going to get them off.
Don't worry about it. Anything else you're going to say, Emma?
Listen, I have them all ready.
I know you are ready. They've been ready.
They're all together.
I know they
I
are.
want you to
They're
have
going to
them.
stay
You
over there.
must have them. Freddie, you hear this?
Listen.
He must take them with him.
I'll take them.
You'll take
Yes,
Freddie will
I'll-
take them. Freddie
I'll
will
take
take
them.
them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to, hey, how about just one little shortcut here while I talk off mic with the Count? How about just a little bit of Little Darling? How long is that, about 2 minutes? Do you like that, Count?
Little Darling?
Little Darling.
That's very sure. What's that?
That's a beautiful number. A beautiful number. And we'll be, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Count Basie and our goodbyes in just a couple of minutes. Count, you know, really, let me take this number. All I got to do is to have them run them off on the onion skin. I got them on onion skins, and I want the Count to have it. It's just this stuff. Got 4 out choruses on it.
Yeah.
Ensemble. See?
Gerald, this guy Half an hour.
Who's
He
that?
claims he knows you. Jerome Johnson.
Jerome Johnson.
Yeah, he's hanging on the phone.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
something else.
Gloria
They
Lynn.
called, yeah, her manager, and they called for Ron, and I called Ron, and of course it's for you. Monique is Gloria Lynn's manager, and they want to set up an interview. She's coming to the Lighthouse, and they'd like you to call and set up an interview.
Okay.
Call her today.
I'll call her. All right. Right, I'll call her. Gloria Lynn. You know Gloria Lynn?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Gloria Lynn. She's beautiful. She came up on the show and spent a whole evening, you know. Let me see who this guy is. Hand me that phone and punch it down. I think you said 4 or 5. Hello? Yeah. Yes. Okay. What's your name now? Okay, Jerome. Right. I'll tell the Count and Freddie too. Okay, right. That's just a call. Just want to say that it's a gas to hear the Count and you on air. So we love you. Just keep living. So the three of us keep living. That's all. Shoot.
That's it.
You look like $1 million, no? You look great, Count. Yes, you do. Really, I'm going to get those numbers up. I want you to take them. I want you to take them. I've been planning to get it. I want you to have them. It's not much. It's just, but I want you.
Right.
If it hadn't been for,
That's
it's just, look. It's old. I wrote it for the band. We just didn't have a chance to get it before the band broke that last time.
Yeah.
But you'll find out it's yours when I learn that.
Ain't nobody been able to play this solo session.
I saw him last week.
Where, man? Where'd you see him?
I saw him downtown. I was playing at the Hyatt Regency, and I walked in, and there he was. I said, Cody, nobody can play that like
Nobody,
you.
man. Not like that.
You know?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What else?
How many doing on that?
I told Neil that we should have somebody to play the solo like that. He said, oh no, we shouldn't do that. No. I said, just try it one time. He said, okay. He said, yes. He didn't want a solo like this. Till he heard it.
And that's a beautiful moment in the whole
That's
night.
right. That's it.
Marshall's contracting the gig.
told me.
Did you talk to him?
I saw him.
Good.
You talked to him, huh?
He's happy.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's happy to be there. Man.
He's happy because he's doing
We've
that.
always been friends.
Oh, yeah, man. This man, he
Like
plays.
everybody's turning the left on him, man.
He plays
He's
so
happy
much.
that
When
he's
he
man
came
knows.
here, right after he left, I even took him on Ella's album, whole album. Just, he says, call it. I said, come on, we'll just add another one. You know, I dig him. I mean, he's good. He got his way. You got
to understand him.
Got to understand. Everybody needs to understand him
Yeah,
sometimes.
But he produces, man.
Yeah.
He can play that out though, man. Lead man. He's something else.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, you're one of my idols. I really idolize you.
Thank you.
It's a great thrill for me to be
Thank
able
you.
with you. It is. That's serious. A hell of a thrill. Nobody could tell me this.
Thank you. That must be Eddie Jones.
Yeah.
Big time.
Charlie Folks?
Yeah.
That's the great band of Count Basie. Strictly beautiful work there. Little Darling. You know, Count, this band right there was really taking care of business, like all of your bands, but a beautiful job here. Little Darling. Really wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, on Jazz Capsule today, the great Count Basie and Freddie Green, his fine guitarists of many, many years, actually since they really started out the great Count Basie thing many, many years ago. Count, on behalf of KBCA, and the Jazz Capsule. Jenny Smith, my partner's away. Sam Fields is with us today. Sam, and we want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking time out to come up and talk with us.
Well, I don't need to really say anything above that, because you know it's a pleasure to be on here with you. I mean, I've been trying to get to see you. You know, everybody's been telling me how wonderful that your program has been sounding and doing, and I'm very happy to have been invited along with you.
Thank you, Count. And you know what? I've been trying to get to you, too, because I came by the hotel the other evening and just missed you guys.
Yeah?
Yeah, my daughter, who was on her way to a concert, I remarked, I said that morning, I said, you know, I got to try to find out where Count Basie is. And so that evening she said, you know, Daddy, I saw Count Basie going in the restaurant in front of the hotel over by the Musicians Union. I said, well, that was him, because she knows you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, Count, I thank you so much, because it's really an honor for us to have you up here, believe me. And you, Freddie Green, you too.
Well, thanks, Sarah.
Freddie Green, Count Basie. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm overwhelmed today with the guests. Thank you. I'll talk to you again Monday. You guys are beautiful. I don't know what to say to you, really.
What is this, Gerald?
This is a number called Josefina. I wrote it for my wife in 1950. This is my band. I'd love for you to play this. You can have it. You can have it.
This is KBCA Los Angeles at 105.1. We'll have about 60 seconds worth of news in New York City. And Chuck Niles.
Press International, this is Brian McFadden. The Agriculture Department says farm prices were down again in the month ending June 15, off another 6%.
Do you like it? Do you like
That puts farmers' prices 4% lower than a year ago.
Josefina, yeah. You know my youngest daughter just graduated last week. My youngest, you hear that? Yeah. From high school. The other one's in college.
Testified that as a member of the White House plumbers, he
One working down for AAA and automobiles. One working over at St. Vincent Hospital.
Ellsberg might wind up a martyr.
I want you to see him, though. We'll get over there.
Oh, yes.
All right.